salt.
Pillar of Garbage. We watched some of his videos. Good video. Pointed out some fucking solid shit about Critical Drinker's video being dishonest. Pillar's video is called Critical Drinker Lied to You. Then EFAP did a whole, I don't know how many hours picking apart that video, and it called Pillar of Garbage Lied to You. I haven't watched it. I don't think watching it would do any good for me, except for to point out how much they go out of their way to lie. Because I watched the fucking thing. I watched where Critical Drinker edited the thing deceptively. And I saw the movie myself. And I know what fucking happened. You're not going to convince me otherwise. And then, of course, Pillar of Garbage released a statement on a twit longer about the fucking fallout of that, where he received a shitload of harassment. And that's what I mean by the punching. We mean by the punching down thing. You got hundreds of thousands of subs, and you go after a channel with 50,000 who said something about a guy that also has 1 million subs. You may pretend like you may even pay lip service to, hey guys, don't harass anybody, but like it's going to happen. It is, and to pretend like you don't know that, I don't know. What do y'all think?
Well, unbridled disaster. I'm a little offended. They spent 10 minutes longer on his video than they did on mine. So,
oof.
He got EFAP'd harder than I did.
Was it French EFAP?
Yes, very French, very French. But no, I can't stand these guys anymore. The more I see them, it's just their fans are driving me up the wall, and we'll get more into the weeds tomorrow, but this is not functional. This is not how you absorb media at all. If you look at Mahler and say, hey, that's how I want to absorb media, you are going in a wrong direction. I don't know how else to express it. If you watch a movie and think, oh, this needs more dialogue,
this lays out exactly everything wrong with this dynamic they've set up. In case you're not familiar, EFAP episodes are long but very popular in certain sections of the internet. There's a curious amount of overlap in terms of both panelists and viewers with the sort of reactionary alt-right adjacent sphere that I've criticized a few times in previous videos. But I'm sure that's just a coincidence. In this case, coincidences are permitted. Ostensibly, their shtick is objective media criticism. But the shape this often takes is multi-hour nitpick sessions, or more generously, critiques on any video that dares to push back against any member of EFAP's extended, definitely not reactionary, pandering network. And lucky me, my latest video was the one they picked today. How they operate. The ramifications of the podcast structure. One thing EFAP fans love to say is, hey, if you don't like the way they're approaching your content, why not go on EFAP and debate it with them? You don't get to contest the first impression, correct inaccuracies or misapprehensions, argue points, which go on to stain the audience's perception of what you're saying over the following hours. Once these have set in, they're immensely difficult to root out, even if they're founded on false ground. If you did happen to go on after the fact, try to fight back, you're on the back foot from minute one. Your task isn't simply to defend your video. No, you can't even begin this until you're first successfully attacked and dismantled this falsified version, and all this on their home turf. The deck is stacked against you, and even if you prevail, you're still helping them out, bringing them new viewers, generating buzz, bolstering the EFAP brand presence. You're helping them keep doing this to other creators. So what if you don't engage? That's considered a loss by default. A refusal to spend hours arguing against a room full of hostile people and their thousands of fans is considered proof that you've been wrecked by EFAP, and this is a card that can be played against you ad infinitum. Any subsequent work of yours can now be instantly hand-waved. It's the perfect win-win. Either you spend a day supporting EFAP, or you're labeled an owned coward, slowly shrinking into corncob form. This advantageous position is a feature, not a bug. EFAP isn't a debate podcast. They don't want open discussion with the creators they target. Otherwise, that's what they do. The format would be a fundamentally different one. This invitation to come on and retrospectively defend yourself is a fallback, a trick pulled out of the bag and deployed when necessary. This invitation to come on. Uh-oh.
No, it's that was me.
Oh. So yeah, that's, this all fucking nails it. Like, this is better than I could have described it. Mainly because I haven't had the direct, the direct encounter with them. But we know somebody who has. Bob, what's up?
What?
I don't know. Does this seem accurate to you?
Oh yeah, no. Like he's describing what I went through with EFAP. I would say, like, my approach with debates has always been everybody should do a debate if they feel like it. I would love to actually sit down with Mahler and Rags, and just pick their brains, because there's something messed up there, and we will definitely get into that tomorrow. But like, if Pillar doesn't want to, there's 100% understanding, because when you go on there, you will be on the back foot. That's why I would actually simulcast it. I would not do it just on there, because those fans are toxic, and they're certain that everything Mahler says is correct, everything Rag says is correct. That's the thing that I'm kind of realizing. I assumed there was always overlap, but I didn't realize that Rags fans and EFAP Mahler fans, there's not just overlap. They're the same fucking people.
Of course.
Yeah. All the same arguments coming from them. Absolutely. But yeah, it's some of the most toxic fan base.
Without being,
I've come
like,
across some bad ones. Yeah.
Typically without being as openly, like, hateful as, like, other geeks and gamers and stuff. Like, so they do have that layer of, like, well, they're not that bad kind of thing, and it's easy to overlook them. I've kind of overlooked them for the longest time. I've known who they are for 3 years, and I would hear about them, like, when Jack Saint and them kind of had it going back and forth a couple of years ago. I remember hearing about them and somebody telling me that they say they're object. I'm like, what? That's fucking silly, and, like, I just thought, that's pretty dumb, but it is. What books are you holding up there, Charles?
Somebody said y'all should study filmmaking, and I just decided to show.
Oh no! Did somebody say it?
Prove my homework. I am a film student.
I wasn't able to major in it, but I did minor in film for a year. So
I know how to make a movie. I studied it, so.
I would have actually gone for the full major, but I just never had the money or the opportunity. Kind of slowed me down. But I did love my 1 year in it. But yeah, another thing I also want to point out, because I have done debate research on Mahler, he doesn't do debates that often. And when he does, it's always a 2v1 as far as I can tell. He never does it fairly. And, these people are already on the back foot. These are people he's already attacked. He is already way more popular than these people. And still, he has to bring a friend on to debate these guys. And it's like, what the hell?
2-on-1.
Yeah.
I mean, this feeds into, like, the reason that I always say don't play on their terms, because they expect that, and they only benefit. And, like, that's why when Eric July says, "Come on to my channel right now," and I'm like, nope. And why I urged you, by the way, Bob, whenever you were debating EVS, and I was like, he's stalling, he's just trying to fuck with you, just hang up. And you didn't, and it was the right thing to do. But my impulse was probably also correct, in the sense that he was doing that partly to fuck with you, and he just, it's these people are so fucking dishonest, because they don't have the facts on their side. They don't have any analysis that can, they can point to ironically, any objective fucking reading of anything.
They don't want you to simulcast, because they don't want you to have any control of what goes out there.
Yep. When my friend Taylor debated Ethan, like, over a year and a half ago, and I announced I was going to live stream it and fact check it, Ethan flipped the fuck out and was like, "I won't do it if he's going to be fact checking me." Like, yeah.
Your mistake was announcing it. Just fact check him.
Right. You're right. That was my mistake. Sure. I got excited. I fucking gave my game away. And it's because they got nothing, man. It's because they have to have the setting in their favor. They have to have the audience in their favor, because they can't be fair. They weren't fair to get to where they are, and they're not going to maintain it by being fair.
I don't think most of my debates have been simulcast. It's been Ethan and Jim that was simulcast, although Jim's deleted it on his end. Jim's
Sarcasm meter loading.
Let's see. I do have a couple of screenshots. I don't know if this matters, but like I've got some stuff from chat on EFAP where it's not like, of course, a large enough audience. I'm not trying to.
Did I break?
Be like, oh.
No.
I think it must have been Dane.
Oh, okay.
Mahler has been in 2v2s.
Okay. I haven't seen any of those. I guess that's fairer. Has he ever done a 1v1?
Not even a French 1v1.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, Eric July, come to debate me like in like 2 hours. Well, dude, what if I have plans in 2 hours? Message me. We'll get this planned out, dude.
All you did, Nate, was pay Bob to talk about what we were going to talk about anyway. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, you're good.
It's all good. Yeah, the EFAP was going to be a topic, and obviously it'll be more of a topic tomorrow because I have a lot to say. So
there's that situation.
Yeah,
which I know you kind of have. You want to not get into that now?
Well, I mean, Jay and I were friends. We haven't really talked in a while. But yeah, I mean, I did contact Jay when I was trying to get Rag's contact information, and he said he would help me out, and then never got back with me.
Is Jay go by she? Is that right?
I do not. Last time I looked, they went by she, they, he. So kind of all over the board.
So any all, gotcha.
I usually regress to he because that's what I knew them as when we streamed together. So yeah, essentially, yeah. If you look it up under Jay's old live streams, I did a couple with him or them. But yeah, we haven't really talked too much since then. We've had a couple of plans to do videos together, but nothing ever fell through, or they all fell through, I should say.
So yeah. Some of the stuff I've seen of from EFAP, their audience, and from Rags is pretty directly transphobic and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
is Jay not in EFAP? I haven't seen anything about that. I'm pretty sure Jay did Thor: Love and Thunder with them, but I mean, it might have been since then. I don't know.
I've got some screenshots of old Mahler from as old as 2018 and 2020 using the F slur. I believe people can grow and change, but I don't know that Mahler has addressed those and said this is why I was wrong to say that shit. I've got also Rags saying it a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Rags says it a lot. Mm-hmm.
I've got Fringy saying, "Really, you feel the need to censor the word FAGGOT?"
Yeah.
Okay, this was actually 2015. I don't even want to count that. That's stupid for me to even bring that up.
The context of it is, was it necessary to say it? No, but some people would perceive the F if they chose to say the F word. Some people might think the person meant fuck. So I think in that context, it.
Well, I mean, no, he was literally spelled out on the in that one I was just reading. But
so I just want to address this. I have not seen his I don't know. I have not seen Jay's 5-hour Doctor Who video. I have seen a lot of Jay's content, and overall, I think it's very good.
So this is kind of a decent example. Like I don't believe that EFAP Audio Archive, which is just the SoundCloud audio versions. I don't think it's run by any of the same people necessarily, but it just kind of shows an example of their logic doesn't go both ways. All for criticizing the EFAP podcast guest community. There's plenty to criticize. Just make sure your arguments are accurate and sound. Well, accurate. I mean, these guys are very often
do as I say, not as I do.
Also, insults aren't an argument, but if you
grow the fuck up,
it's
followed by an insult.
I know.
I mean, if you watch pretty much any clip of Rags when they're watching some YouTuber, which, by the way, the Pillar of Garbage thing, and I'm not saying it's okay that they went after him, but at least in that context, Pillar of Garbage was making content about another content creator. A lot of times they just, fucking Cosmonaut, Variety Hour, and some others, they just pick somebody who's making a video about something they liked. Like, I liked this show. And then they're like, you fucking retard consumer, Yeah.
They made fun of Brown Table for wearing that awesome Spider-Man shirt to the theater when he went to see the movie. It's like, dude, that was like a cool, like, Raimi Spider-Man shirt. Why are you God dunk on him for that? He's a fan. So what? That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and then just I guess we'll look at this real quick, because this is a teaser for one of the reasons that I care about this Southpaw thing. And it's like, we've had people kind of question why we would have these people on and talk about this, why it matters to us. And, it matters because this all affects the fandom, and we don't have to condone everything about everybody to show harm being done. Like it's a bully culture. And yeah, I don't know. Sorry, what's up?
Somebody compared every frame of pause to Red Letter Media. Oh, please don't use those.
Yeah, so Red Letter Media actually, like, even their easier content, Red Letter Media actually, like, shoots video and edits, and they will construct like almost a narrative. Even if they're easier content, they construct like a narrative. Every frame of pause is literally just a couple guys on Discord dunking on a piece of media.
Yeah, no.
I think Charles can really go into why that's not the same, huh?
Yeah. Red Letter Media, they talk about technical aspects of the thing that they're talking about or critiquing. They create characters. Again, I feel like a lot of this shitting on Star Wars thing is like some sort of watered down store brand version of the Plinkett videos. But the difference is the Plinkett videos, most of it, if not half of it, is telling you exactly why technically the prequels don't work. He brings up tone, he brings up protagonists and relationships and why things should and shouldn't work. The way George Lucas does not understand how fucking people talk when they're in a loving relationship or in the throes of passion. There's so many technical things where he talks about the way things are shot, and he explains why the opening shot of Star Wars 1977 is so awe-inspiring, and tells you why. Like it's like, I don't know, bootleg film school with humor. But all they got out of it was make fun of George Lucas. Make fun of things. Got it.
Yeah.
It's like apples and bowling balls. There's no comparison.
Archmage's coming in with the fucking zingers today, man.
Jesus. Guys, from now on, all our streams will relate immediately to tires. If you're not relating to a tire, I will ban you from the chat. We are out. We are.
EFAP is a rim, if at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing. Like, yeah, maybe Mueller takes time. He definitely puts more effort into what he's doing than the grifters, but that's kind of part of the thing. Is like, he believes in what he's doing, but that doesn't mean he's accurate or even here. Wait, I made a meme.
Edit and still have a 6-hour product when you're done editing.
Well, if you have enough important things to say, man, yeah, you want to make sure everybody hears all of it.
He did for fun. That's one thing, but he treats it like this is factual, and his fans treat it the same way. And
objectively speaking, yeah.
So this is my meme. I made it. It's my analysis of him. If you watch my videos about it, this is essentially what I think is that he talks like somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of experience in life, and that's okay. That's not like, I mean, everybody, has different levels of experience, but like behaving as if you're an expert about it, it really comes off as like a teenager to me. Whenever you are so certain about all these different aspects of society and humans and stuff like that, and yet it's just missing all this context. And we're going to get into some examples of that tomorrow. Probably get into them now, but yeah, it's calling it objective is fucking silly, man. when you don't understand basic human nature in some cases. Even if Mahler did, but he doesn't. But even if he did, he's still creating a culture where you got all these fucking little, pseudo intellectual shitbags online thinking that they also understand things objectively. And
art is subjective. Fuck.
It leads to dogmatism. That's why in the thumbnail that I made for tomorrow, I don't know if we'll use it or not, but I put dogmatism in there, and that's what it leads to. Because if you think you're objectively correct about everything, it kind of creates
you are, sure, but
we're all made up of our experiences, our frame of reference, and all of these experiences are different. We go through different things. We're biologically, chemically, fucking physiologically different creatures from each other in a lot of, minute ways. Our experiences are definitely big differences. Like you look at twins, right? It's a good example where it's like two tires. They're exactly the same, but you drive one of them like on the curb for a while, and that is going to have a different experience and therefore a different result. And that's how twins are like tires. Sorry. Oh no. Ugh. Oh no. Oh. We have to stop looking at chat.
We're the first chat ever to get toxic over tires.
Here, so check this out.
That scene in the second episode where the pig.
Well, here's the thing. I never felt like it was a tragic story.
Wait, did he call them pigs?
Did he? What? Wait,
hold on. Can we?
Thing with Isaiah Bradley and how tragic his story is. I like that scene in the second episode where the pigs harass Sam.
Pigs. Yeah, he called them pigs. Yeah. He called the cops pigs.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
So no sacred cows, but sacred pigs, apparently.
Yeah.
Don't
what
be
the
mean.
Fuck?
So they're watching a video someone else did about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who's analyzing the show. They're not like YouTuber drama, not taking aim at another YouTuber, presumably, and then they're picking it apart.
Wow. Called the cops pigs.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it just because I think it's kind of a tired trope, honestly. But like, I don't know. They seem to be morally offended.
Nobody watch my video, which is done by my wife, called "All Cops Are Useless."
Oh, I mean, it's kind of true.
She lists. Well, it's just a film trope, a horror film trope.
At one of these, though, Rags goes on like a pretty shitty rant about black people.
I'm sure. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Y'all need to just put your money where your mouth is and put yourself on a list so that whenever there's an issue, whenever you have a car accident, or if anyone ever mugs you, robs you, assaults you, whenever anything happens, you're just on a do not help list for the pigs, because you don't want the pigs helping you out.
Jesus.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's so fucking dumb, dude. Like for somebody that's
list.
Because the implication, right? Implication being that you can never ever criticize institutions of power or even say something kind of rude about them if you want to utilize their most basic fucking services of the thing they're supposed to do, which is like protect communities and stuff. Typically I think that most people criticize cops and they mean the stuff they do on top of that they shouldn't be doing, or the ways that they go about doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing, right? Like if the fire department kept not getting to the fucking building in time to stop the fire, like you would be like, these fucking firefighters suck. Does that mean that they shouldn't show up to your fucking no? Yeah. Because they should do better because we're paying their fucking salaries and they should be doing better.
Wow.
Like, yeah, they're bootlickers. I mean, that's the only thing.
All cops are great. They do fantastic jobs. All of them.
I think I do. That's what I was looking for, Bob.
Okay.
Sorry to break the kayfabe of answering a private message.
This is the same group of people.
Well,
that
if you got it, it's a gem. I mean,
first of all, fictional cops, for the record. Secondly, this is the same group of people that joke and mock a French kiss victim? Wow.
Well, yeah, there's context to
Wow.
it, but yeah, it's definitely not as cut and dry as they make it out to be, and they're definitely their fans. I've seen some cringe fucking takes trying to defend them about it. But yeah, is this not the one, Bob, by the way?
Fucking.
I don't think so. I don't think they were talking about Captain America. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Do you
see.
think that they're like, I don't know, hyper prejudiced and a bad person? What about the ones that just turn up to do their job? What about the one that corrects the police officer that made the mistake? Are they all pigs? Like, oh,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
For
I like-
being
Looking at the circles, it's like the worst fucking character selection screen for a Mario
Yeah.
Kart game. Like, oh fuck.
It's like
Is this it?
all your friends got to choose the characters first.
yeah.
This
I'm
is
left with this lizard thing,
Fuck.
a robot, and a fucking fox with sunglasses.
Just so happens to walk into a room with a bed or a couch.
oh yeah.
That's how this is with black characters. Like every room they fucking walk in just happens to be a racist cop, ready to put a knee on their neck or some shit. It's like they're
So they
treating.
can die of a heart attack.
Yeah. That's good buddy Rags.
I'm gonna say this hot take.
Wow.
Rags is kind of a piece of shit.
We'll get into the weeds, but yeah, Rags, I've made this known. Rags is, at least publicly, the worst one. Like, he says the most disgusting stuff on that show.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, he's done one debate with Xanderthal.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I need to
drops
fucking
the
watch that.
N-bomb in the first 20 minutes.
Oh, of course. Well, because you know why? I'll show you why he does that. Because he doesn't think words matter, basically.
So I guess that cop was doing his job. Shouldn't be called a pig, that cop.
Racist comments on the internet aren't dangerous. Nazi symbols on the internet aren't dangerous. Denying the Holocaust on the internet isn't dangerous. Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization. Bro, you're just on the fucking far right, dude. Those are just all far right positions, essentially.
Well,
like,
Okay,
Or
so,
fa.
Elon
Yeah.
Musk has taken over Twitter, and he's given lots of people their Twitter accounts back. We got Trump, who hasn't used it yet. We got Sargon of Akkad's back. You know who isn't back?
Rags. You know?
Yeah, I think
I mean-
I shared that, but that
Who-
is 100% accurate.
Am I wrong in? Did somebody tell me that Rags is a furry? Did I
He-
hear
he-
that from somebody?
I mean, I call him that. I saw a post from a few years ago where he was addressing it like that he basically he kind of gets where furries are coming from or whatever, and he's cool with it or whatever. But I mean, yeah, I made a video where I said far right furries mock Brown Table's awesome Spider-Man shirt. Fucking roasting him for it. Like, man, this is what I mean about like they
Yeah.
fucking piss in the pool of fandom. Like, just let people enjoy things if they're not doing anything to harm you. And
Mhm.
you know, it's fucking stupid, dude. Like, it's this smug fucking sense of it. To me, it just screams insecurity. Like, anybody that has to fucking go out of their way to shit on people nonstop that have nothing to do with them and aren't fucking hurting anybody, and literally just a benign thing like wearing a shirt. I don't know, man. It just kind of fucking reeks of like traditional bully dynamic, right? Like, they're doing it to take attention off of their own fucking insecurity.
Yeah. Usually you grow out of that. You know, you
Usually.
turn 17, 18, 19.
Well, then social media basically said, here, what if you don't? And we'll give you money
Here's social media. You could be 16 forever.
and get paid for it. You remember how you were an edgy dipshit? What if I sent you money? EFAP's far from the only ones that fucking perpetuate this type of shit. They're just one of the most cultish and also insidious because it's not so obviously as harmful as others. Like, if we talk about geeks and gamers, I'm guaranteed to get dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen fucking comments of people being shitty. but they're just, you know, they're not going to follow me around. In fact,
grifters.
Before we go, I did say that my friend has an experience with EFAP, and I want to just read his account real quick. It's brief, but it is a good highlight of how this shit goes. He's a friend. He's a smaller YouTuber. He doesn't have but a couple of hundred subs, and he apparently ran afoul by, I think, talking about them or something. Not on his channel, not in a video or anything like that. It was just kind of like tangentially with somebody else. My friend talked about them, you know, negatively, mildly negatively, not like anywhere close to how we're doing. And this is a channel, like I said, a couple of hundred subs. And here's what he told me. For me, I didn't care that EFAP were discussing my content because they came to his channel, by the way, which is not where the shit was said. And they basically just followed him to his channel. They mass downvoted his videos. This is somebody who's got, you know, maybe gets like 100 views or something on a video. And before this, pretty much every video was devoid of dislikes. Everybody that would like it, liked it. And then by the time EFAP fans were done with it, like his last dozen videos had shitloads of downvotes. So they're free to say whatever they want, as I did about them. I still don't agree with their characterization of what I said or their rebuttals, but hey, it was their framing and their opinion, so they can do what they want. I perhaps naively thought that was the end of it after all. Why would anyone care what a tiny creator had to say? Apparently, several people in their audience as my channel and my Twitter received several comments from EFAP fans. Generally, they were courteous or easy to ignore, and I did have a conversation with one of them, which was amicable, but there were many more of them who didn't bother to comment and just decided to dislike my last half dozen videos. That's when you really got to me, is apparently they tell their audience not to go after the people they cover, but if true, their audience doesn't listen, and that could have done real damage to my fledgling channel. It was that and the anxiety of how much worse it could have been if enough of their cult-like audience had come for me hard. It showed me the kind of audience they cultivated, and it's so petty. It's just opinions about films. It's not life and death. I don't know if I can quite recapture how I felt at the time, and it was a relatively brief issue. Now I'm well past it, but the basic message I'm trying to get across is that their audience is toxic because of the atmosphere they create. You know, it's easy to fucking mock somebody for like, oh, he got some downvotes and some mean comments or whatever, but like, I just don't think we have to accept that being the norm. Like, you know, maybe there's nothing we can do about it and you know, get rid of it 100%. But like, if we're just letting that fester in the fan, you know, atmosphere is like a thing that's normal, and let's just, you know, how much is it going to grow? How hostile is it going to get over time? I don't know. I just don't think that this was warranted. Why can't they spend 6 hours on a movie they love and just really like go through with a fine-tooth comb and go, oh, this fucking shot is brilliant. This line it leads, you know, like
they can't talk about shots because they're not educated in film.
Right.
Sorry. They think talking is better than showing. Morons.
Right. Yep, exactly. You know, and you're 100%, dude. Like, and I knew going into making YouTube before I made a channel that was what was going to happen to me if I was any kind of decent at what I plan to do. But that doesn't mean everybody should have to go into it with that mindset. Most people should be able to people should just be able to make a channel to express their connection to something and why they like something or even dislike, you know, without having to worry about this kind of shit. Because as this person said, it's just opinions about movies. And even if a guy with, you know, 300 subscribers said somewhere else, you know, like, I think this is I don't like their analysis or their whatever. Like, how weak does it show your fucking favorite creator to be that you have to flock to that person's channel to fucking, you know, basically you're bullying them. It's just basically you're getting revenge for a 500, 600, however many hundred thousands of subscribers Mahler and shit has. How fucking flimsy is your fucking dude's ego? How flimsy is your fucking ego?
Thank you.